1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
Welcome to Straight Talk TV, the show that cares about you, where the information comes from the people to the people. And here's our host, Tony Brown.
I appreciate you, Steve. I appreciate our guest. And I want to say this straight from the mind and to the heart. All of you that DM Straight Talk and ask for different topics, there's so much going on. We're doing our best to answer the DMs, but also to get you the information. And I just appreciate when we say Straight Talk TV is the show that cares about you, where the information comes from you, people, to the people. You're so powerful. It's about the people. Before we get started, we've got some wonderful guests. Before we get started, we're going to please stand in your heart and in your mind for the Black National Anthem.
Lift every voice and sing till like that heaven ring, ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let us march on till victory
Yes.
is won. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun, about the day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Let us march on till victory is won. It's won. It's won.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead. Oh, yeah. It's a marathon, folks. We got to
She's
march on
singing.
to victory is won. That was performed by Johanna and Steve McCoy. People, right now, somebody said to me, the world is all messed up. And I had to kindly say to them, the world is perfect. It's people in the world that's vacillating to and fro. And we're going to have a young lady, she's a doctor, is going to talk to us about voting rights and the difference between an act and a law. Again, Straight Talk, thanks all of you from the bottom of my heart. It's a blessing to be, we used to say, on your in your home. We're in your home, we're on your tablets, we're on your phone these days, okay? And we appreciate it. It's a blessing. We don't take it for granted. Thank you again. We're going to get right into the program. Please welcome Dr. Rosa Colquitt, former Democratic Party president.
Can you hear me okay? And can you see me?
Live and in living color.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I
It's a
too would
pleasure.
like to I'd like to thank you for that national anthem. It was chopping a little bit, but I could hear it, and it was certainly wonderful and very spirited and very uplifting. With respect to my titles, I was formerly the chair of the Democratic Party of Oregon, but I'm coming to you today as the president of the Greater Portland chapter. We call everything has an acronym, so we call it GP now. of the National Organization for Women. In addition to being the chapter president of the National Organization for Women, I am also the regional representative of the National Organization for Women, the National Board. And so I carry two positions in this organization. And it's a very, very important organization, not just for the Northwest region, but also nationally. One of the things, and I'm glad you asked me to come on today to talk about not just voting rights, but equal rights for women in general. What I have on my screen is I have Octavia. Am I supposed to have Octavia on my screen? That's the only thing I can see is Octavia. So I don't know what's going on with my screen. It may be how I have it positioned. Am I supposed to be able to see you and Steve?
Mr. Engineer?
Oh, okay, now I can see you, Tony. At first, I could only see Octavia. Okay, so that's a little better. But thank you for inviting me today to talk about the ERA. But the Equal Rights Amendment does indeed have to do with voting rights, but it has to do with all kinds of rights. And so what I wanted to do today, I don't want it to be a boring history lesson, but I do want to talk specifically about what you asked me about earlier. You asked me about the ERA, and so I want to get past the boring part, the historical part. So for your viewers to say exactly what that acronym is, ERA means Equal Rights Amendment. I do want to say what that is. And then I want to tighten it up and bring it into our community, specifically into our Black community. But
Yes.
the Equal Rights Amendment, ERA, is a proposed amendment to the U.S. Constitution. And what it is, it's designed to guarantee equal rights to all American citizens, regardless of sex. And this is important because it seeks to end legal distinctions between men and women in matters of divorce, property, employment, and other fundamental rights. It goes all the way back, which is why I earlier sent a news article in to Steve to
Okay.
ask if he might be able to project it.
Okay, let's give Mr. Engineer, can you project that for us?
Yeah, I'll ask him in just a moment. But
Okay.
the reason I asked him if he could project that is because the Equal Rights Amendment covers a lot. But one of the things that, and the reason I say it has so much more, it certainly has to do with voting rights, but it has to do with covering a lot of things that has to do with rights, that distinct rights for all Americans, but specifically it deals with distinctions that are based on the account of sex. The equality of rights on the account of sex. And that's the most important thing about that. Lately, it's been in the press and in the news because there's a strategy to bring it into the American presence, into the dialogue, getting people to talk about it. There's a strategy to get folks talking about it a lot because it's been brought into the purview of the Americans, and they're having it to, there's a journey that women are taking all across America to bring it to the attention of Americans, and it's going through many cities, and we're bringing it to the attention of mayors. And so on the 9th of May, that's 2 Saturdays ago, the journey came through the city of Portland with the petition that mayors are signing, and we did bring it to the attention of Mayor Keith Wilson to sign a petition urging Congress to sign this ERA petition, to bring it to the urging Congress to sign the ERA petition for the 28th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. And so I sent that article to see if we could project it on the screen. And so the And here it is. The Portland mayor joined the 103-year-old fight to pass the Equal Rights Amendment. A little bit about that article, and I don't know if many of some of your viewers happen to read that article, but the group behind that particular incident or that particular visit was the group that I'm the president of, the Greater Portland National Organization for Women. We did host that event. It was the ERA Now, the Equal Rights Amendment National Organization for Women, hosted that group, which has been driving across America. They've been going all over. The journey started in New York City during Women's History Month. They've been driving all across America, visiting with different mayors, signing this petition to pass the Equal Rights Amendment. It actually was passed earlier, but it's never been ratified by Congress. 38.
Dr.
Uh-huh.
Court, I want to interject something right now for you, because
Okay.
people don't, I shouldn't say don't understand. A lot of people don't know the difference between amendment, an act, and a law.
Okay.
Right now, you're talking about the amendment. Kind of share just a little bit what amendment means and what an act means and what the law is.
Okay, let me see if I can break that down a little bit for you. Okay, this
Because they probably
the
wonder what's an
amendment.
amendment? How important is amendment? So I wanted people to get the meat of what an amendment is and the next step of how it affects our lives and why you poured all that time into getting that amendment done.
Okay, that's a good question for us. How this amendment would work is that it needs to be ratified by the Congress so that it actually does become law. Currently it is in the stage of being an amendment. It's been ratified, so the ratification, there's a complicated, that really is, Mr. Brown, that really is a good question. There is a complicated path to the amendment being ratified. First, Congress has to approve it, and this particular ERA amendment was originally approved in 1972. And it had to be approved with what's called a 3/4 ratification, which meant that 35 states had to approve it. And it had when I say the path to was really complicated, it was because it had to have a 3/4 approval, which meant that at least 35 states had to approve it. And so it got waylaid, or it got, what I would say is that the process was slowed down because we didn't have 35 states to do it. Oregon, however, was one of the states that did pass this amendment, but it got slowed down because 35 states did not. And so it was extended to this amendment did not pass. It was extended to 1982 until we could get 35 states to approve it. So what happened? The language that I should use is that the amendment was stalled. It did not become law. You asked me to explain, well, was it law? No, it wasn't law. It did not become law. And so what happened is later on, we would get up to say about January 2020, and no, it still wasn't law. And the current status is that technically, we still haven't met that 3/4 threshold, which is why when that journey came on May 9th, we're up to 2026. And here this journey still comes to Portland on May 9th. We've got Mayor Keith Wilson signing this petition. We're still in the petition stage, urging Congress to pass this ERA amendment to get it in front of Congress once again, to get it ratified, to make sure there's no problem with timelines, so that it goes through Congress and it does become law, so that under the U.S. Constitution, there is no question as to whether or not women, there is no distinction between sex in terms of whether or not everyone is guaranteed equal rights under the U.S. Constitution. And in saying all of that, you did ask me a good question.
Yes, I
Took a
appreciate
little
it.
complexities
That's
for me
okay.
to
That's okay.
explain it.
Oh, you was very simplistic with it. I
I
want
don't
our
think so.
yes, I want our viewers to know there is a difference in this process, and for
Yes.
and it's folks like you that out there on this journey, that when we are doing whatever we're doing, you're on this journey to get this done, and there's a reason, people. It just doesn't happen overnight. It is a process. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Now, this one goes back to 1923
Oh my
when these
goodness.
women that they call themselves suffragettes that started on this journey. And when you called me and asked me to come on and talk about it, I was happy to do so because indeed they began this journey because women did not have the right to vote. But
Mm,
this has expanded way beyond simply the right to vote. This has expanded into the right to vote, the right to have equal access to employment, all kinds of rights. But the original journey that started this driving the vote for equality, if you saw that article that Steve projected on the screen for us, it was called Driving the Vote for Equality. It did indeed begin with the right to vote, but it has expanded into all kinds of rights. But it started with the right to vote. And I want to stop here and talk about, if you'll notice in all of the articles that we're reading, and I take a lot of time during Black History Month to talk about the women who were overshadowed.
mhm,
What you'll see in these articles, you'll see white suffragettes, and I respect and admire their journey. The two women who began this journey that you will see with that Saxon, that roadster car
mm,
that's in that article, they were two white women, Alice Burke and Neil Richardson. But we must never forget the journey of the Black suffragettes. They were not a part of that 10,700-mile journey that we read about when we read about the suffragettes. But we must not forget the Black suffragettes who were not a part of that journey, but who were indeed fighting for not just the right for us to vote, but the right for us to exist
mm,
and to be recognized, our humanity, for us to live. Uh, Especially what came after in the 1960s. They were the precursors of everything that we did to have the right to humanity and everything else that came after the 1964 Voting Rights Act. And when we talk about ERA, that's a part of that journey that I never ever want to be forgotten when we talk about the Equal Rights Amendment. So I had to immediately get that out there when you asked me to come onto your program and to talk about the ERA. But yes, there is a difference in what's proposed as a constitutional amendment and what becomes a law. Yes, there is a difference in what those things are.
Now,
So,
Dr. Rosa,
okay.
I'm gonna ask Steve, the engineer, to pull up something because it's on point. So a lot of times we are visual people, and,
Uh-huh.
and Steve, if you can pull this up, there is a video that talks about, not there's a clip. I mean, I'm sorry, a JPEG, a photo that is talking about just what Doctor is speaking about, the ERA. Go ahead, Doctor. I'm gonna pull this up while you're talking because I want to give people a visual of what you're speaking about as well.
Right.
Yes, so go ahead. We'll find it. Okay.
Yeah. One of the things about the Equal Rights Amendment, I historically, just to give you more ideas of what we're talking about, history has described it as the knife edge of history. If that gives you a stronger idea, the knife edge of history, and that women have always been, and that women are in 2026 driving it home. As of March 1st, which is Women's History Month, this new journey to restore the conversation, to bring it into the public purview, to bring up the conversations, to bring up the collaborations. It started this year in 2026 in New York City, this journey of the women driving across the nation, recreating this journey that began in 1916 with Alice Burke and Neil Richardson. It began this year in New York City. The journey began again in this replica of what was originally a Saxon roadster that we're now calling the Golden Flyer 2. It set out again, journeying through another 26 states. It went from New York City. I recently had one of my friends call me from Atlanta to tell me when it was going to be stopping in her city, going through the South. It went through the South, and then my friend called me when it got to California to let me know where it was journeying. I could hardly wait for it to get to Oregon, and then it left Portland and went up to Seattle. And so the women are moving through the states to talk about this Equal Rights Amendment. Any luck on your visual that you wanted to pull up?
I think it's called standing to vote number 2. No. I just saw it too. Marching for the rights.
Marching for the rights, okay.
And it should,
There it is. We march. Well, that's we march. We demand equal rights now. ERA. There it is. Exactly it. It includes integrated schools, decent housing, all of these things that are guaranteed under the Equal Rights Amendment. That's an excellent, outstanding visual. Thank you very much for that.
thank you, Steve. Yes.
Yeah. Excellent visual. Thank you very much for bringing that to the viewers so that they could see that.
And
Yeah, that would be excellent. But I just want to give you an overview of what's happening currently with the ERA, the historical backdrop of the journey, bring it to where we are today in 2026. And I did want to give you that review of how that history has come through Portland, and that our mayor in Portland is a part of that journey. He was able to sign that petition. His signature will be there when that is presented to Congress and what the suffragettes are doing. But I don't want the historical piece of that journey to be left out when that goes before Congress. And I don't want it's very important to me that the historical piece of that journey, the role that Black women have had in this part of history, the predominant, important, critical piece of that journey is not left out when we teach it in the schools, when we talk about it in the classrooms, when we talk about it in our political circles, in any of our discourse. It is very important that the part that Black women and Black men have played in this history, that it is not left out when we talk about the Equal Rights Amendment, which is why I will again thank you for the visual that you just pulled up on that screen. And although foundational to this journey are voting rights, I also want to say, you've given me an opportunity to speak, and I want to say that voting rights is foundational, but it's very important that we talk about equality in jobs, in education, in healthcare, in housing, in all aspects of our American life, in our institutions. And that is the fight for the Equal Rights Amendment. It covers all of those rights that should not be prejudiced upon sex. And that is why it is so important that that is ratified and becomes a law under the United States Constitution, that it does not remain an amendment, but that it becomes a law under the United States Constitution. If I don't get across any other point today, I want to make sure that you've given me an opportunity to speak and that I make that point clear.
Oh, absolutely. And Steve, if you will, I want to put another visual up so people can hear what and see what Dr. Rosa is speaking about. It is titled, I believe it's titled Amendment of the Constitution. And it talks about the process that she just explained, people. It's probably under one of your screenshots, but while he's pulling that up, also, matter of fact, pull up the executive branch and then pull up the amendment to the Constitution. And folks, Dr. Rose and I, we're going to tie this in where we can all visually see what we need to do, what she's doing, and many others, and what they are doing to stop it. I want us to know the process. Dr. Rosa is in the trenches. Sleepless
We
nights.
all are.
Yes, but sleepless nights studying all this. But sometimes if we get a visual, it gives us a better understanding. There you go. These are the three branches, folks, that operates this society that we live in. Go ahead, Dr. Rosa.
Yeah, well, yeah, I hate to speak my, it's not my biases, but I want to speak a little bit of reality right now.
Come on.
Yeah, the Supreme Court is one of these branches that's very important. And I think if your viewers have been paying attention to what's happening, and they are aware of a recent finding in a recent Supreme Court finding in terms of what has happened with the voting recently, what has happened with a voting rights decision in the Supreme Court that has literally decimated Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. I think that not I think, but we do have findings that would lead us to believe that there is hostility in one of the branches of the of our government, that being the Supreme Court, in terms of judicial findings. So how this this three-branch system is working right now is questionable. You've presented a graphic in terms of how it should work, but I think it's questionable in terms of how it's actually working. There is the Congress, the legislative piece of it, the House and the Senate, the two houses in the legislative process, and obviously the executive part, which is the White House, and then the Constitution. And so it's questionable how the executive branch and the judicial, the Supreme Court, are working now. And with respect to that first 1/3 of it, I will tell you, Mr. Brown, if we're not doing the part that we should be doing with respect to our votes, our voting, the part that we do have the most input that we can have presently in the legislative part of it, our votes right now are so critical that if we could stand on top of that dome and scream it to the top of our lungs, I don't even know if that would be enough of exercising our voices to say how important that 1/3 of this three-part process would be important right now, because we are at peril in terms of that middle piece, that executive branch. And as a child growing up, my father would say that the most important part, and this is probably because he believes so devoutly in folks like Thurgood Marshall, that the Supreme Court was so important, and that was our stronghold in terms of America. Our stronghold rested in the Supreme Court, which I don't think that we can any longer believe that, how these three parts work together for the equality of America. And I don't know that that is any longer true, but that is how those three branches are to work together for the,
for the people.
yeah,
And I want to touch on
for the
something.
equality of the people.
People, yes. Now, folks, if you see the legislative branch, it says Senate and Congress.
Yeah.
That's where it's important for primaries, people. Because when you put the right people in, well, I don't know how people take that, but if you put the people in the Congress, Senate, those are the people that pass the bills when they're on the floor that they vote on. That's why it's important. Those are the people that's going to pass this ERA that the doctor is talking about. It's going to be the Congress and the Senate. How do they get there?
Yeah, the House and the Senate. Yeah.
Thank you, House and the Senate. How do they get there? We vote them there. So to help get this passed, the ERA from a petition, we have to put the people that's going to help support it and keep signing and push it to the floor. That's why I want us to
And every
yeah.
other bill, every other bill that affects our lives, everything else
Yes,
that affects our lives.
yes,
And because hopefully everything doesn't get vetoed, but then the person with the pen in their hand to
yes.
do all the vetoing is in the White House. And of course, we do vote for that person when you talk about exercising our right to the vote. And we have to be deeply, deeply concerned about that at this point because of some of the redistricting that can happen at this point with what the other branch. You're showing all three branches now of what the judicial branch has done with respect to the Voting Rights Act.
Absolutely. And there's another video, JPEG, I would like you to pull up, is how do we amend the Constitution? And the reason I want us to see that, folks, is because Doctor is talking about a petition, and correct me if I'm off of the process. Dr. Rosa and many others is not spending sleepless nights, folks, studying all of this. It's a reason. Our future, not just today, but our children's future, is in what she's talking about, the equal rights. Because Dr. Rosa and I was on here before, and we talked about Project 2025, where they was going to pull back the aid for disability, Head Start. That's equal rights. Oh, here it is, right, Dr. Rosa. That I think you were explaining to the people the process. The 2/3.
Yeah, 2/3 vote, yes.
This is what she's speaking about, folks. And this is another concern I want us to look at, why Dr. Rosa is pioneering with others about the equal rights. Folks, if we don't support the process to amend things, this is what can happen. Dr. Rosa explained to you, it becomes a petition. It becomes an amendment, becomes an act and a law. If what we're seeing in the environment right now, if they want to put a petition out to the people, to the different states, to amend the Constitution for term limit for the president, this is the process they're going to use. Well, I should say, should use. She just spoke about it takes 35 states to amend the Constitution. They amend the Constitution, they can remove term limits for the president, whoever it might be. I hope y'all follow me now, because Dr. Rosa is giving us a roadmap under the umbrella, if you will, of ERA. Because if they take the ERA, that's rights, that's living, that's taxes, there's homes, everything. There's right for women to have abortion. Dr. Rosa talked about in Project 225 that they was going to remove it, folks. Here she is today talking to us again about it. This is happening right in front of
Yeah, I think,
yeah,
yeah, I'm looking at this construct that you have here. I think one of the things that we need, I'm looking at the construct that you have on the screen. I
yes,
think something that would be helpful that we could talk about and that we probably should talk about. I'm glad that you do have these shows on Sunday, is we need a lot more civics classes in our high schools, because some of this is difficult to talk about. And I think if we have more civics classes in high schools, even our students, and this is not to say that parents don't know these things. I think our parents are very wise. Our grandparents were very wise, and I think our parents now are very wise, but even our younger generation can help our parents, can help their parents. If they're taking more civics classes, then they can be more helpful even with their parents at home.
yes,
So, yeah, I think that there probably needs to be a lot more civics, not just at the high school level, but I think we need more civics at the junior high level. Things like how to amend the United States Constitution. I
yes,
don't think it's difficult to understand at all. And from some of what I've seen with President Trump, what may have looked like a really wild idea, Mr. Brown, 5 years ago, it's really not such a wild idea in 2026.
yes,
Not from what I've seen recently.
yes. And also, folks, before Dr. Rosa, she's been so gracious and just share with us, but I wanted to give us a visual, people, of some of the kind of on point, so to speak, of what she's referring to, because she knows she studies the process. She knows the process that they have to go through, to get the petition for the ERA. She said they've been working on it since 1972. But not only that, back in 1963, 4 and 5.
It's been a long process.
It's been a long
It's
process. It's a
long and convoluted. Long and convoluted.
that's
And
a good word. What
no,
convoluted?
and it's still not law. It's
Still
still
not
not
law.
law.
And this is the
No.
process. This is a process that they're going to be they should go through to get anything passed. We know that a lot of times they don't, but this is the process. We need to understand the process of what we need to do. And when those primaries time come out, people vote. When that petition comes in front of you, vote. Understand. It's about not just us, people, the future. Somebody thought about you and I. That's why I'm able to sit on this Zoom and talk to you. That's why Dr. Rosa is able to do what she's doing, because some folks before us thought about what they wanted to look like for us. So now it's on our shoulders. Whoop, whoop, how they do it. Whoop, whoop. It's time. We got to do what Dr. Rosa is saying. We got to be ready for this petition. We got to go on the journey with her and other folks in our own way. Of course, all of us are not going to sit down and read all the policies and the procedures.
No.
That's understandable.
It can get boring. I would like to talk
But
more
she has the
more.
gift. She has that gift. But once
No.
just a
It can
gift.
get a little boring, but I would like us to talk and to appreciate more about, in my role as president of our Greater Portland chapter, I'd
Yes.
like to expend a little bit more energy
Okay.
speaking about and appreciating and respecting our Black women in
Okay.
terms of what that today I did not speak specifically about their journey with respect to the ERA. And I don't think we should wait until Black History Month to talk about what the life of these Black women has been about, and how it impacts what we're doing and what their journey has been like. That's not to exclude the Black men,
We
but to
understand.
talk about what their journey has been like when we talk about what has recently happened in this Calais decision that the Supreme Court handed down and the decimation of the Voting Rights Act, and specifically that impact on all Americans, on all Black Americans, but specifically what that journey has been like for Black women and their role in that.
Dr. Rose, you see I'm smiling, so whenever you're ready, I have the I have the engineer get 2 dates for you. We know you, and we'll get those dates over to you.
Yeah, let's talk about that journey for the
Absolutely,
Black women,
absolutely.
because I didn't think today I would be able to work that into that broad discussion on the ERA.
Yes, yeah, but like I said, we're gonna get some 2 dates for you. We'll get them over to you, folks. Before Dr. Rosa go, I want the engineer to pull up the 19th Amendment, the 15th Amendment, and the Voting Act, so we can visually see people. We can visually see what she's referring to, because all of this is like a layer of a house. They're building on top of each other. And folks, if we're not careful, that's the 15th Amendment. That guaranteed the right to vote.
Yes, it did.
If you can pull it up, visual, people can see it. The right of a citizen of the United States to vote shall not be denied people or abridged by the United States or by the state or account of what she talked about, sex. It's right there, folks. It's in the Constitution. But we're fighting for it. The 19th Amendment. That's the 15th. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the 15th. Section 1. It's right there, folks. Just what Dr. Rosa is talking about is right there. It's in the Constitution. So somebody would say, well, why are we fighting about it? That's a good question. That's a good question. Dr. Rosa, why are we fighting for this and it's in the Constitution? I'll give it back to you.
Fact you just put up a minute ago.
Yes,
You put up the 19th.
the 19th and the 15th. The 19th and the 15th, both of them. The 19th, there it is, folks.
Well, the ERA deals with, and I said this when I introduced the ERA, I did speak about the fact that it was much broader. One of the first things I said, and Mr. Brown, when I came on, was that the ERA was much broader in terms of rights than voting rights. Yeah, and this does give the right to vote. But I did indicate when I first started talking about the ERA that the rights were much broader than voting rights.
Yes, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
did say it was much broader than voting rights.
And-
And even though these amendments gave the right to vote, they may have given the right to vote, but I can tell you this much: for Black men, the right to vote came with being beat and lynched and all their economic security taken away and their homes burned down. It didn't mean a thing. In 1965, the right to vote meant having your possibly being lynched and your home burned down and everything else that came with it, even though something was written down on a piece of paper that guaranteed you the right to vote. It meant Jim Crow and everything else that came with it. So that written down on that paper meant nothing for Black men
there it is,
and
folks.
women.
There it is. Dr. Rosa Cole Quick. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you've said it.
We appreciate your time. We appreciate
I know.
your sleepless nights, all them books stacked on books, all those policies you're going through to share a little bit with us. And we're going to get 2 dates for you. We're going to get those over to you, fit them into your schedule. Usually Sunday.
We'll talk about the Black suffragettes.
Oh, absolutely. 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 It'd be a pleasure to get the information out. We appreciate you so much. And speaking about a gift and speaking about the equal rights, this lady has a gift that's coming on next. And because of the Equal Rights Amendment, she can share her gift through music.
Oh,
People, it's not. See, you see how deep this thing is? It's about music too. Your right to share your gift in the form that you've been blessed with. If they take it away, well, Dr. Rosa, we appreciate you.
I appreciate the opportunity to speak to your viewers.
Oh yes, oh yes. Like I said, folks, we're going to be coming up next is going to be a young lady that has a gift, and because of the Equal Rights Amendment, and because of the Voting Rights Amendment, she's able
Yeah.
to share her gift, and I'm able to be on your cell phones, your iPads. We take it for granted, but that's really what it is. Those are the rights. If they take the airway rights, I'm gonna get into that later. How 5 of the top media companies own all the rest of the media companies. I'm gonna get into that too because a lot of us are into media, so we need to understand how important that media is. Equal rights. Okay, Dr. Rosa, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, be blessed. We'll talk to you real soon, and we'll get those over. And we're going to talk about the women's suffrage. That'll be a
Yeah.
blessing.
The
Yes,
Black suffragettes.
that would be a blessing.
Yes. Thank you,
Get
sir.
my pleasure, my pleasure. When we come up later, don't turn it down. Don't flip that phone. Don't swipe that phone. You know all those different things we do now with modern technology. A young lady's going to be sharing her gift with you. Go ahead, Mr. Engineer.
I love being stacked. Love the fact that it don't crack. Love my beautiful eyes, my lips, my body shape, curvy or slim. Love the texture of my hair, short or long, I'm up in here. Love the sun, she my best friend. Look how she glistening on my skin. It's a blessing being stacked. My gorgeous smile, my radiant face, feel the difference when I'm in this place. And I love the intelligence of my mind. Create a hand dipped in chocolate design. Love my speech, love my slang, my signs, all the intricate things about the way I shine. Ayy, I'm just pointing out the obvious. My tone bring influence and an audience. Ha, it's all for a reason, it's all for a purpose. And this is the season to represent truth and rep it proud. No matter where you are, say it loud, come on. I love being stacked, love the fact that it don't crack. Love my beautiful eyes, my lips, my body shape, curvy or slim. Love the texture of my hair, short or long, I'm up in here. Love the sun, she my best friend. Look how she glistening on my skin. It's a blessing being stacked. Yes, I like the way we were made. The form, the features, such good taste, precision, perfection. Complexion got a glow to it. Rhythm embedded in the DNA, we make all music. Singing together make the whole globe shake. Ancestors built the country, so now we say grace. Ha, ha, I'm so funny.
Ladies and
That
gentlemen,
too,
please
but there's
welcome
much more to me,
Octavia.
honey. I'm classy, elegant, decorated.
Please
Love
welcome.
it.
Give a hand to Octavia. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Tony.
Oh my goodness. Appreciate you. We had to put that out for the people, just a little bit of them. We're gonna tell them how to get it later. But share a little bit about your journey. We're gonna get into that music and how you put those
Man,
together.
I
Oh my
love
goodness.
my people. My name
Yeah,
is
come on.
Octavia,
Yeah,
Octavia Life Music. I'm an inspirational recording artist, born and raised here in Portland. I love my people. I love to praise and worship the Most High
yeah,
and uplift our people.
yes,
Keep our heads up and our shoulders back. I grew up in a household of music. My great grandmother played piano. My brothers were pop locking and breakdancing, DJing and beatboxing and all
Oh,
that. Exactly. Head spinning and all that. So
yeah.
I come from a cloth of music.
Mm,
And I really believe if you cut me open, you would see music notes in my veins somewhere. But I found out along my journey, I've had my ups and downs as everyone has, but I found the best way to use my music was to uplift those who needed it the most.
mm,
I could have taken the route to go to the music industry and promote messages that didn't help our younger women. And that's not what I wanted to do. In
okay.
the very beginning, I wanted that life. I wanted the money, I wanted the fame. But as I got older and as I lived, I was able to find out what my true purpose was. And I know my purpose is, again, to uplift my creator because I wouldn't be here without that breath.
Yeah.
And then also being commissioned to uplift my people because I believe that music has a healing component in there.
Yes.
And as much as we have gone through and still continue to go through, anything is going to help. And music is such a powerful force. It can literally change minds. And
Mm.
so, long story short, that's why I was put on this planet is to create music to uplift.
Oh my goodness. Well, we appreciate what we was. Oh my goodness, what we was hearing. I was me and the engineer when we was queuing up the music. We was talking. He said, "Well, I guess you can hear it because you bopping."
Right. Yeah, that's a joint.
Oh, how'd you come up with the words in that song? It was powerful.
Yeah, stacked. I didn't want to. At first, I had black, right? I love being black, and I said, you know what? As I started thinking more about how we were created,
Mm,
the different layers
mm,
of brilliance and creativity and love and excellence and all these different adjectives, I can keep going. I said, you know what that is? That's being stacked
yes.
with greatness. And so I changed it to I love being stacked. So that's the song title is stacked. But I just wanted to um, put into words how much we are to the planet and to each other
Yes.
in three and a half minutes, and just really express how awesome we are, how dope we are, how we're the first teachers on the planet,
Yeah.
how our beauty in different shades, everything about us is original because we come from the creator,
Yeah.
right? The
Right.
first on the planet. And so I wanted to just make us feel good. When you pop that on, I want the beat to make you feel good, but I also want you to listen to the lyrics like, you know what? And then as you begin to say that, even if you're not feeling that way about yourself or others,
Yeah.
right? From that most educated right down to the hood, you put that on and you're going to feel uplifted. You're going to feel something inspiring. So, yeah, I just wanted to make us feel good. We constantly are bombarded with things that don't, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can definitely when you put it on, you can definitely feel it. I mean, you could just be in a mood and put that on, and it'll just like, hmm,
Yeah.
that's some real talk, some straight talk. That's some
Right. Okay, there you go.
right
That's
there.
right.
And my mind goes to earlier we had Dr. Rosa Colquette on. She was talking about the equal rights, and this music, it's about having the right to be who we are.
That's right. That's exactly right. We, as individuals, we all have our part to play.
Hmm.
And bringing your own brick. I
Yeah.
know Professor Hunter in her Nubia community
Mhm.
and Dr. Carr, but they often talk about what brick are you bringing? Everybody needs to bring their brick, and my brick is music. And individually, we can do so much. Um, I often think of all of the people who were just
Mm-hmm.
one idea, one act of service, one act of kindness, starting within, right? Starting looking in the mirror, starting with our own families, and then out of that, uh, whatever that we can do to contribute to making us better as a whole. We all have a responsibility, but I think sometimes we forget that we're connected to one another as well.
Yes.
It's not your pocket is over here, my pocket is over here. It's not the isolation that's going to get us anywhere. It's, oh, okay, well, you do this, and oh, you do that, and you do this. Let's try to, because together it's like a beautiful bouquet, really, and we can get so much more done. But I do have to say something
Sure.
about there's a verse, right? I love the scriptures, okay?
Okay.
There's a verse I really want to share. And it is, and whether people are into the scripture or not, I think that they could find value from this. It is in Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 7, and it says, "Blessed is the man who trusts in Yah, whose trust is Yah." And it says that they'll be planted. I can see it here, planted like a tree by the waters.
Mm.
And it says that the leaf shall be green, and in the year of drought, they're not anxious. And this is what really got me. It said, nor does he cease from yielding fruit, even in a drought. So even what's going on with the administration or the regime, whatever you want to call it, whatever they're trying to do, those who trust in the Most High Yah, you may call them something different. The point is, we know we were created by something. And when we have that divine help behind all of the actions that we're doing, that's when, because we're not fighting flesh and blood.
Right.
These people are on something else, right? I'm just saying, this is not humanity.
Right.
Humanity doesn't treat people like that.
Yes. Yes.
So we know that this is a spiritual warfare that we're dealing with. But I believe that when we use divine help along with the natural tools that we have in place, that's when we can find victory. Now, that's just my personal opinion, but I want to make sure people understand there are other options
Mm-hmm.
that maybe the eyes can't see, but the spirit can feel. And that's all in the music. So people that are black, people that are white, people that have educated backgrounds and degrees, to people who are in the hood, kids, they can pop that music on and they can feel the spirit and the love in it.
Right.
And see, when we can go beyond all of the theology and get down to coming together. However, and I know we talk about that a lot. Let's come together, let's come together. But it's not let's come together because I have an idea. It's let's come together and heal. Let's come together and love. Let's come together and laugh. Let's start there first.
Yes.
We're constantly in fight mode. We're constantly in working mode. We overworked. We're under pressure. We're at all times in our workplaces. And when we go to the grocery store, I spent 10 years in California, 5 years in Georgia. I know what it's like to be around Black folks that are doing very well. And they say good morning to you and you speak to your elders and all of that. And then I understand also coming back home to Portland where you are a minority and you have to navigate that and still be able to put your head up and your shoulders back when you walk into establishments and you're the only one that looks like you. That's a lot of additional pressure. And sometimes all you need is just to kind of come together with your people and just love on each other. Just love on each other, just talk to each other, laugh with each other, listen to some music a little bit, let your hair down, so to speak. I think we have to do that more without any agenda. And music is a way to bring people together to do that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I want to give a special shout out to a young lady, Mama T.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Mama T texts me and I like instantly answered that and
Oh.
shared you with us to share with our viewers your gift. And we're gonna be bringing Mama T on because Mama T just dropped another book. So we're gonna be bringing
Yeah, she be right and she's on it.
She has a gift too, but yeah, we definitely want to let her know from the heart. We appreciate her so much.
Sweet.
And if engineer, is it possible to play a little bit more of that last song while we're up on the screen? Is that possible? If you can, and then I want to get into the next song too because it's some power. Power.
Thank you.
Yes, he might be able to do that. If not, he's really good. So if he can make it happen, he can make it happen. But
Yes.
when you speak about your words, and people probably saying, "Well, where did this come from?"
And ambitious, everything about being stacked hit different. I love being stacked, love the fact that it don't crack. Love my beautiful eyes, my lips, my body shape, curvy or slim. Love the texture of my hair, short or long, I'm up in here. Love the sun, she my best friend. Look how she glistening on my skin. It's a blessing being stacked for us, by us. Get back to it. Crazy creativity, can't hold a match to it. Possibilities are endless. Never knew we done been this. And everything we touch got seasoning on. Bottle up the recipe, this the time to seize the most. Stacked with so many flavors. That's right. Stacked with so many layers. A beautiful display of the creator's art. And when I look at us, it's like looking at the stars. Sparkling, sparkling. I think I have a good argument. It goes beyond our women just so pretty, or that our men truly were born keeping that high IQ, high quality, setting the bar. How does it feel to know that you're love being stacked, love the fact that it don't crack. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Steve. I told you somebody can make it happen. Share a little bit about what we just heard too, because my goodness, go ahead.
I love being
Yeah.
stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just again feeling good about yourself. Everything we touch got seasoning on it. Bottle up the recipe. This the time to seize the moment. You know, stacked with so many flavors, stacked with so many layers. We're all stacked. When we look at us, it's like looking at the stars. And I said, I think I have a good argument why people might feel a certain way about us as the originators and always innovating and things of that nature. And again, I believe it's because we were created by an awesome, brilliant creator who just happened to just bless us with all of these things. And some people might not look at it that way, but I do. I see us as something very unique, and there is no carbon copy. And I love that. And I wouldn't want to be anything other than us. And with all of our issues, right? I still wouldn't, you know. So yeah.
Engineer, can you pull up the next song, please, for us? While we're on the screen, I like that while we're on the screen, because I saw you getting into the move, and it's just like he was right there, the words out while he was doing it.
I can't help moving.
It's all good. Here we go.
Everybody celebrating, all I see are smiling faces. From various backgrounds and ages, dancing free and it feels amazing. In a safe place we can call our own. The most glorious black party that you've ever seen. The most soul in one place you could ever bring. Best part, we speaking an African language. Multiple, many of them, but the same pretty skin. Marvelous, rich without dependence. Love without strings, power without limits. Made in the image of the creator's brilliance. Cradle of the world, African descendants. And we all so grateful, there's no resistance. Just colorful bridges that brought us all together with our stories, our scriptures sketched on the walls for remembrance. And the graffiti looking good as it should. From the best education right down to the hood. We all here, we all near, we all hugging, we all loving. I hear the voice of Leandria, Kimber, Whitney smile, the flow of Lauren Hill, Michael's moves, James Brown energy, Duke Ellington with the big band, let them swing. Having a lot of fun, hey, hey, dancing above the sun. Oh, we have just begun.
Right on, talk to us about that. Oh my goodness. Hold that spot. We're gonna end the show with that right there. Mr. Engineer, hold that right there, sir. Go ahead. Talk to us about that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a song called Everybody Celebrating. And it's off of my album called Queen's Mix 2 Keep Walking. But the song is actually a tribute. I wrote, well, actually, I dedicated that to 43 different people who have impacted me personally from just reading their life stories. And so I just celebrate all of the greats, from music to civil rights activists, just people that I've studied, and some of the greats. But I put their names actually in the song. It's on the third verse, and I wrote a book. Actually, I wrote a PDF. It's about 168 pages. It's a tribute, and I just go through the lives of some of the people that have literally, some of them that have died doing this work, for us to get a little bit further in this country, and just how they stood up for justice. And it was tough getting through that writing, because this was my first time coming to all of these stories in that way, trying to learn from kind of the beginning, not looking at what we learned in school or something like that, but just really digging on my own and doing some research to find out. Malcolm X's story was the most, like, that had the most impact on me. Just kind of understanding who he was as a person outside of how people know him today, but like how he was with his family, his wife, his daughter, and what they remembered of him, and just our people are so, this word is overused, but it's the right word, resilient. Like, our people are incredibly resilient. And I just wanted to write about it from the perspective of someone being new with fresh eyes, not having any agenda, just looking at it and being fascinated that we're still here. That's why I say we're divine. We're connected to the divine. And that's why I honestly believe that as we come back to that power, that is where we're going to get the most help. We were created by someone. And I believe that as we continue to return and not figure it out ourselves, but allow the blueprint that had already been written to fall in line with that, it'll be a lot easier for us to be the actual righteousness of the world that people look up to as the light on the hill and go, oh, that's how we're supposed to act. That's how we're supposed to treat each other. That's the character we're supposed to possess. This is how we're supposed to be in our marriages, or how our children are supposed to act and respond and behave. Oh, we're literally, we were created to be that example for the world. It's out of order. And that's why the world is out of order. And so we're just all trying to find our way back. We're just trying to find our way back. So this song, Everybody Celebrating, was like, kind of like going, woo, we finally been left alone. Now we can celebrate. We finally got the struggle behind us. We're all together, all different backgrounds, shades, tones, but now we're together and we're celebrating. We're having a blast doing it. So that song is a tribute, really, a love. Yeah.
How do people get the sounds, the music, the gift?
The gift, the music. I will
Yes.
show you. This is my brand new CD. If
Oh my
people can
goodness,
see
yes.
it, it's called Keep Walking.
Walking,
And
got
it's
the-
Queen's Mix 2. And I have several CDs, several albums. But if you want to go to OctaviaLifeMusic.com, you can see all of my catalog there. I have over 300 songs digitally. I don't know if you can see that, but like 8 albums on the wall.
Yes.
And I've been doing this for a very long time independently. So I'm not on iTunes, Spotify, all of that. I have all of my music exclusively, for a reason, on my website. So OctaviaLifeMusic.com.
I mean, people, y'all heard it, and you heard a little bit. Each of you up in here with it too, right? So we're gonna close out the show. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Tony.
Please come back.
I
Please come
will.
back and share.
I
We appreciate
will.
you so much. Please be blessed. Continue to share that gift. Ladies and
Absolutely.
gentlemen, TV is the show that cares about you, where the information comes from the people to the people. Take care, everybody. Love on somebody. It's a marathon.
Right.
Everybody celebrate, yeah. various backgrounds and ages, dancing free and it feels amazing. In a safe place we can call our own, finally been left alone. Hey, celebrate, celebrate. Hey, celebrate, celebrate.
I love it.
Celebrate, celebrate. Okay, I need a little help.
Y'all be blessed. Appreciate everybody.
Okay, bye, doctor.
How about you?
I can hear.